All right, you guys should have recording permission, so
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Hey, Michael.
open up for questions.
Michael, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it. Clearly, you guys have been doing some really good work on offense. Suddenly, the team is ranked in the top 25. Mission accomplished, right?
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I mean, that's been the message all week. That wasn't our goal. It wasn't our goal to get ranked. It wasn't our goal to get ranked 24 or 25, whatever it is. I mean, we got bigger goals than that, and it's great. And I think, when you have big goals like that, it can be hard for people to buy in, but hopefully that validation kind of makes people buy in, and if anything, should encourage them to work harder.
What kind of dangers does the Louisville defensive line bring to you guys? What do they do well? What are you on the lookout for come Saturday afternoon?
Definitely a well-coached group. A lot of them are pretty similar to last year, pretty upfront. It's pretty much the same guys. It's definitely a non-traditional front compared to what we see normally, especially what we see in camp. So, for us, it's really, I think it's more about us, about knowing our rules and making sure we get all the calls and we're all on the same page and we're blocking the right people.
Do you guys go back and look at the tape from that game last year? Because that was the last game of last season. And I know it's a game that, from a Wake Forest perspective, was rather disappointing, right? So is that a game you go back and look at tape, or do you just kind of wash that out of your mind, Michael?
No, that's definitely part of our breakdown. Watched that one last night or Sunday night. Yeah, I walked into Coach Tabaka's office and saw it sitting there. I was like, we've got to watch this, huh? But it's definitely a bad memory. Past 2 years haven't been great on offense. Coach talked about it this morning. We turned the ball over 5 times. It's not like us. And so hopefully this year is a chance to make it right and show what we can do.
Michael, through 4 games for you guys, the mantra was from good to great. How would you kind of scale how you guys are doing through 4 games to kind of reach that great status?
We're 4-0. That's all we can be right now. So we're happy with that. And like I said earlier, I mean, we're not content, but we're going to keep going, and it's every week. I really like what Coach Clausen said Sunday night, that you never know which game it's going to be. Like, they're with the scores around the league this weekend. Obviously, our goals are right there. We have a lot of opportunity, but you never know which game it's going to be that we're going to have to show up, and it's going to be a 4-quarter war, and we're planning for that every week.
You mentioned the last 2 years against Louisville. How hard has those games been for you guys? I mean, it's been competitive, the one in 2019 with the offensive explosion, but then last year. So just those last two games for you guys against Louisville, if you could just kind of touch on those.
19, obviously I wasn't out there yet, but I think the best way to classify that is just sloppy. And it's very similar to this game. I mean, I think we were 5-0 at that point, and that was our first time getting ranked. And we were at home. I think Louisville was a little underrated then. I think they're a little underrated now. And I want to say they jumped out to a 21-0 start, maybe 21-7 in the first quarter. And it was all fast to the game. And we turned the ball over twice in the first quarter, led up a big kick return, punt return. And it wasn't until later in the game that I think we really woke up, and it was too late by then. And then last year, there's a lot going on. It was our first time playing in a month. We had the whole debacle with the plane the night before. But I mean, that's behind us. Those are the kind of things that we can't let affect us. I think we have a mature team that won't let that affect us this year. So just need to come out and do our job, do what we've done.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, Michael, you're listed as a redshirt sophomore, but you've been around for a while now.
Yeah.
And are you detecting any different feeling in the air? Is there something that makes you guys feel something special is going on? And what is the difference, if there is?
It's a good question. I think it always seems different when you're older. I feel like I have a better grasp. I'm not really just worrying about myself and what I need to do this week. Obviously, that level of focus is still there, but now that I think I know the offense better and the system's better, I can really focus on what everyone's doing. And I definitely think there's a confidence in the air. I mean, I think Coach touched on it Like we never could have survived the injuries that we had at safety last weekend in the past years. I think we had 3 guys go down at different points throughout the game, and next man up, I mean, Malik, Isaiah at corner, JJ, they all stepped in, did a great job, and that's just something we couldn't have done in the past. And I think we need to build off that, especially on offense. We need to make sure that depth's there in case that happens to us.
There's obviously a confidence that comes with being the starter and feeling established. And with the amount of guys that came back, there's a lot of that. And there are a lot of guys that, even though they might not be starters, are getting the same kind of reps. Is that a big part of it, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Especially on defense again. Like, I don't know what the number was. There's over 20 people, I think, with double-digit reps, which in the past, like, I mean, that's incredible. I think I remember in 2018 talking about it. We had something like 43. We're averaging 43 players to play a game, while Clemson's averaging 61 or something. I don't know what that number is now, but I'm sure it's much higher. And I think that's just confidence, getting those guys in there, making sure they're ready for when it's their time. Guys like Jamal Banks, Keyshawn's doing a good job. Guys like Spencer Clapp and Luke Pettibone, like just making sure they're ready and confident. And I think them getting reps early in the year helps that for sure.
Thank you.
Anything else, guys? Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
It's Michael.